Culling Game in Jujutsu Kaisen is one of the most intense and complex arcs in the series. It's not just a tournament. It's a massive, deadly battle royale orchestrated by the mastermind Kenjaku right after the chaos of the Shibuya incident. Imagine this. On October 31st, Kenjaku unleashes a binding vow ritual across Japan, awakening cursed techniques in thousands of ordinary people who were dormant or completely unaware of jujitsu. Overnight, Japan becomes ground zero for a forced evolution of humanity through cursed energy optimization. The goal? To create massive cursed energy output and prepare for the merging with Tengen, pushing sorcerers and non-sorcerers alike toward a new stage of existence, whether they want it or not. To make this happen, Kenjaku establishes 10 enormous barrier colonies stretching in a line down Japan, from Sendai north to smaller zones in Tokyo and beyond. Hokkaido is excluded due to its sacred status and Tengen's protective barrier. These colonies are sealed battlegrounds where the real carnage unfolds. The Culling Game kicks off with 8 core rules that every player is bound to follow. First, once someone awakens a cursed technique, they have exactly 19 days to enter a colony of their choice and declare participation. Miss that deadline, and Rule 2 kicks in hard. Violators lose their curse technique. For most, that means death. Rule 3 is brutal in its simplicity. Anyone who isn't a player yet but crosses into a colony automatically becomes one. No opt-out. You're in, whether you walked in by accident or got dragged. Rule 4 and 5 handle the scoring system. Players earn points exclusively by killing other players. The game itself assigns point values based on the target's worth. Typically 5 points for an experienced sorcerer, 1 point for a newly awakened non-sorcerer. Your own life isn't worth points to you, but taking someone else's racks up your total. Rule 6 allows a deadly loophole. Once a player reaches 100 points, excluding their own life value, they can negotiate with the game master to add 1 new rule to the entire Culling Game. This single mechanic turns the whole thing dynamic and chaotic, letting strong players reshape the battlefield. Rule 7 states that players can transfer points to others, opening alliances, betrayals, and desperate trades. Finally, Rule 8. The game ends when all players but one in a colony are dead, or when specific conditions trigger an overall conclusion. But Kenjaku's true endgame isn't one winner. It's a cumulative cursed energy from endless slaughter to force humanity's evolution. Yuji, Itadori, Megumi, Fushiguro, and their allies dive into this nightmare not to win, but to disrupt it, rescuing trapped innocents like Tsumiki, stopping Kenjaku's plan, and ultimately freeing Satoru Gojo from his prison. Every colony becomes its own war zone with unique players, ancient sorcerers from the past reawakened as reincarnations, deadly cursed techniques clashing, and alliances forming and shattering in seconds. The Culling Game isn't about glory or tournaments. It's survival Darwinism on steroids, engineered terrorism disguised as a game, designed to weed out the weak and amplify cursed energy to unprecedented levels. It's dark, it's relentless, and it's peak Jujutsu Kaisen chaos.